and welcome to the Visual Ethnography Summer Camp 2022. Here with me, we will learn about how to deliver your thoughts or findings visually and interestingly. Some of you may think, why do I need visuals when you can say something verbally? At some point, you are right, and it is indeed a good question. Well, I will let you answer that after this session. For more or less 30 minutes, we will discuss 3 topics. The first is about the art of visual storytelling. You will understand how visual footage could be an optimal option in finding or delivering ideas. The second is what is in your bag. This page will accompany you to reveal your context, goals, and contents. Last but not least, the final step is tie the knot. It is about how to practice in composing and delivering your message visually. So in the old days, prior to the digital era, well, actually to this moment, people received information by text. For example, newspapers or novels. We call it analog or traditional media. Over the last 2 centuries, the world of spoken language, literature, poetry has been nurtured so comprehensively. More exploration has been developed to emphasize the context to become clearer, to gain more dimension, to get a specific emotional response, to build the audience's imaginative awareness of experience and perception. The world goes on and the digital age begins to unfold in the second half of the 20th century. In the end, it changes how we learn things, process information, and communicate. But there is something that remains the same. As long as there are human beings in this world, there must be storytelling in any form. Casually, academically, bedtime, big crowd, pub talk, and so on. There will be a speaker and audience. However, some elements could be forgotten, and they are very crucial. The first thing is the distance. The distance plays an important role in defining the strategy. In the direct presentation or storytelling, how far the distance leads to the strategy of the speaker. For instance, when the distance is near, the speaker could play with eye contact. When the audience is further away, then the speaker's gesture and any presentation aid become important. In direct storytelling through videos, pictures, voices would lose the eye contact between speaker and the audience. Therefore, a creative approach is needed to catch the audience's attention. In the final state, emotions appear as a result of how the speaker delivers the message. So, I just want to learn about visuals. Why does it become so complex? Okay, before we start, we should have the same understanding of the process in gathering knowledge as the input and delivering ideas as the output in the human context. Why? Because that is how the speaker and the audience are. So let's talk about human beings, shall we? The human sensory system are so complex. We can see here visual, auditory, tactile, smell, taste, interoception, vestibular system for your balance, and proprioception. Each sensory system would construct the perception. If you lose one of the sensory system, it will affect and be compensated by other sensory. Professor Benjamin Bloom proposed his taxonomy for learning in 1956 into 3 domains: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. What is the difference between those domains? Cognitive, that is the most commonly used by humans, it deals with the intellectual side of learning. Psychomotor, This domain focuses on motor skills and actions that require physical coordination. Affective, this domain includes objectives relating to interest, attitude, and values relating to learning the information. Okay, let's do an experiment. Take me out with you. You can put a headset or put your mobile in your palm. I would like to ask you to go outside. Let's go. Now try to look at something that you rarely see. Let's say, please look at the sky and clouds intently and tell me, is it daytime or evening time? Is it a hot day outside or is it raining? Is the sunshine so strong so you have to find shade? So how is it up there? Now please take a moment and breathe slowly. What actually can you see there? Please tell me 5 things that you can find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take a quiet moment a bit and see how does your body react. Are you smiling because it makes you feel back to the old days when you were a kid and playing with your friends? Or do you open your arms because you feel free? Do you brace your shoulders because it's cold and you are afraid of dark? That is actually the example of how those 3 domains, cognitive, psychomotor, and affective, are linked as one system. Now try to express what you have seen into words as in details as you can, and tell the other person what you have written. Ask their feelings. Are their feelings and thoughts the same as yours? If they are different, then there are some reasons. Referring to the combination and the proportion of cognitive, psychomotor, and affective, humans could have different styles of learning new inputs or knowledge. They may be visual learners, auditory, or kinesthetic learners. Hence, everyone has got different experiences in their life. Experience is also the key to human perceptions and emotion. For most people who do not have any impairment in their sight, visuals become the quickest tool to deliver the same messages and to minimize the misperception. A visual footage contains layers of dimensions such as tangible property, time, and ambience. Mikko Vesa, Michaela Korn, and Frank de Hond, in their book's chapter titled Frames of the Field, Ethnography as Photography, reminded us that capturing moments or evidence in the field should be perceived correctly. The visual footage was not given by the world, but it was made by the photographer or researcher. The given material could be the chilly night, flowers in the field, people interacting with the environment. However, the given material should be captured. The made site is about how the result of visual footage will be chosen by the man behind the lens. The photographer's or videographer's perception, knowledge, preference, skill will decide the meaningful moment. The meaning is a very important element because it is the key of reflexivity. Sarah Pink in 2006 proposed that reflexivity is a key concern in most recent literature on visual research. The context gives the early stage of framing to bring the same meaning delivered to the audience. It is the boundaries of how perception is built. The purpose will decide the moment captured along with the chosen angle. For instance, when the context is about exploring the human's behavior and the goal is to empower the marginal community, the strategy could be gatherings by some amateur footage from the insider to capture the real conflict and the meaning of struggle in particular group. In the opposite, if we want to capture the interaction between human and their environment, we could have the third-person point of view to keep the authentic behavior without any disruption. So, we have got the same understanding about the benefit of visuals in exploring and delivering a message. We also have learned how important it is to understand the boundaries and our existence as the tool to capture the moments. Now we need to reveal some strategies to deliver the same meaning to the audience. Who knows who this icon is? Yes, I personally find that this Michael Jackson icon is mind-catching enough to remind us the appropriate strategy in the context. It is just so complete. He has got a hat and glasses as the analogy of the researcher's preference, and pointing finger to set the focus, and the frame to keep the footage in the context and purpose. Now, I would like to ask you to think thoroughly about some basic questions to analyze the following footage. First, what is the context? Is it about human behavior? Is it about architectural sites, probably? Is it a documentation? Or is it an advertisement? Second, what is the goal? Is it to inform? Is it to build awareness? And third, what is the meaning perceived by the researcher? And also we have to see how the strategy is chosen by the researcher in delivering the message. What kind of frame does he take? Does he use the participatory amateur footage, or does he use the third-person point of view? 5. How does he lock the audience attention? How is the audience set to a reflexivity process? What angle does he use? Is it an ant point of view, or is it from a bird point of view? Is it human eye general point of view? Is it standstill, or is it moving? And 6, how does he build the audience interpretation? What is the focus and what is the leading element? Let's explore this single picture footage. The question is, why does this moment catch the photographer's attention? And you, as the audience, what do you think it means? Let's see the photo profile. Please take a look at the title on the top. It said, I'm sorry if I mistake in pronouncing it, The Rugby Women of College Centering in Sicily. From that information, the ethnographer's background is sociologist. So it led to the exploration of human behavior and interaction. The context itself and the purpose are to understand the sporting experience of women who live in particular socio-economic society. The angle was set from the ordinary eye-level human point of view as the sense of equality, be a part of the group. The moment of intimation in the group as the reflection of the empowering appears in the gestures of the woman. Next case. How many stories can we tell from this footage? For me personally, the shape and the texture of the rock catch my attention. From the reflection of the rock at the bottom, we could call that it is indoor. But can we tell the type? With our humble knowledge, we may not know the story of this image. Let's try this one. According to my personal experience, It looks like a stone wall in the UK, which is usually used on a farm. We can see from the formation of the stone. The landlord usually sets their territorial boundaries with this typical structure. The quality of the area is good because of the lichen, the white and green colors. From the color of the sky and grass, I could presume that the photo might be taken around autumn. What do you think? From this example, the photographer found a deep meaning towards the everyday aesthetic in a common household, contrast to how fine dining prepared their tables. By having the end point of view, there are more stories to tell, more details. Both photographer and audience could see the pattern and the age of the plate, which could in turn relate to the profile of the owner. This visual property becomes the highlight of the meaning. We also could use the bird point of view or take a distance to show the position of the focus with the environment, or the formation, the gestures, or to emphasize the solitude. Let's discuss one activity, walking. What do you actually perceive from this four footage? The first one on the left top, we could see so many people walking at the very spacious venue. They walk not too quick, but definitely there is a pattern. They are heading to somewhere, a destination. Is there any focus, or it delivers the ideas of the communal movement? The second one, top right, the videographer took the low angle. People walk passing by. Do the people become background noise? Does the videographer want to show us of how the environment and situation on a busy day? From the fire hydrant, which is above ground, we could presume that that is somewhere in the United States. How about the third footage? Bottom left, can you feel a connection there? The people walk almost touching each other personal space. And with the standstill and human eye angle, we can feel that we are observing them, although we are part of the situation. We can see some emotion, but not too attached to them. The last one, it seems that the videographer wants us to be in the subject's personal space by having continuously moving angle. Do you feel that you are locked to the person, although it's only feet? It gives more intimation, and we want to know the surroundings to the details compared to the other's footage. What do you think? As a conclusion, once again, this picture could remind us that it is all about the correct method of how to gather the data and to deliver the meaning to the audience, also to build the correct perception. So, please enjoy the journey in this summer camp. See you soon!